And as I'm the last
True
one,
sight. God damn it. True sight is hacks.
yeah,
True sight is hacks.
as I'm
True seeing.
True seeing is hacks.
as I'm heading through the portal, I'll say, I'll tell the fiend, because I also occasionally like chaos. Like, try looking up Gehenna, and with that he'll turn around through the portal.
And Swoops will say telepathically, because Arcanos have telepathy. We'll just think at this dude. Ha ha! Trapped here, loser. Bye! As clinging to Calder as he steps through.
Okay. So.
Holy shit.
So. Delmain. You step through or crawl through the portal, but as you exit, you are standing.
Yep.
And you exit out a tree, essentially. And you find yourself immediately in a place that smells like ripe and overripe apples. Not like rotten, but just like ripe. Yeah. And I need you, I believe, to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
He suddenly discovered that you're allergic to apples.
Ooh, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it smells pretty bad, but you're not affected. You've smelled worse. You've smelled worse.
Smell bad.
And yes, in fact, this place has apples and oranges. It has stone fruits. They kind of seem to be randomly scattered across all of the trees. Like, no one tree seems to be making a particular kind of fruit. And some of the fruits look really healthy and fresh, and some of them look a little bit desiccated. What do? You've got a little bit of time before anybody else comes in.
We were supposed to pick an apple picked with our own hands.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, how difficult does that task look like it will be to accomplish?
Give me a perception or a survival check, whichever's better.
They are the same.
22.
Hey.
Okay. You realize two things immediately. And you're going to get a couple of rounds of prep time. Right. Number one, getting an apple, trivially easy. You could reach out and grab one right now. Thing number two is that there is...
oh, sorry. Give me a second. I add a D4 to that.
Oh, yep. A 24 instead of a 22. There is a number of subterranean enemies that are currently stalking you right now.
Yeah, that's fine and normal.
Like, you can feel them digging under the ground and repositioning around you. 24 perception. God damn it.
I'm good at, one thing, guys.
Mm-hmm.
If it makes you feel any better, I have another DM who feels your pain.
What's Delmain up to?
Okay. You said there are things that are tracking me currently?
That are repositioning sort of around you, yes. You suspect that combat is about to ensue.
I love that. Love that for me. I'm
broadly in favor of it.
Can I get a general bead on the closest one?
Yeah, 100%. Let me go ahead and place them. Yeah, one of them is digging essentially directly underneath you.
Okay, it's gonna get a full sword into it.
Love it. Roll initiative. Yep. But you're gonna get the first shot. And then when we come up to each other person's space and initiative, you can get onto the map and we'll go forward that way.
So should we roll ours now?
Yes. You should roll your initiative now, please. Everybody should roll their initiative.
I'd love a map.
And I am sharing and resharing the map.
Thank you.
I have advantage thanks to my weapon.
Welcome.
Oh, that's much better.
Okay.
Oh, right. And the Swoops has his own initiative. Yep, sounds about right.
Okay. So. Fell. Drops in.
What?
Wait. I mean, he's highest in the initiative, but first, Delmain, go ahead and I'm gonna make this one visible to you.
Yeah.
It's a mole rat. Go ahead and make your attack because you did anticipate its movement as it kind of burrows up through the ground trying to jump at you. Take your attack.
Is it naked?
It looks like it to me.
Yeah, it's pretty naked.
It looks pretty naked, but it looks like it got there via mange.
That's usually the way naked mole rats
So
look.
really quick.
He look really rough.
Really quick. So you draw Fiend Claw.
Yeah.
And he goes, Fiend Claw's the name, Fiend Slaying's the thing I do. Oh, not fiends. Well, gonna have some fun anyway.
I can put you away.
No, I'll slice it up. I'll slice it right up.
You gotta work on your catchphrases.
All right. I'll have a better one next time. Ah! And then misses
So happy.
because you're too busy talking to each other and you get distracted.
Because he's gotta be like that sometimes. I will also drop a hunter's mark
Okay, no problem.
onto the creature.
So, Fell is going to phase through the tree.
How?
Wasn't he with you?
He was the second to last.
Oh, I just put him in initiative order.
Yeah. But you said when we get there, we act on our initiative.
Oh,
But he's the second to last to get
that's fair. That's fair. I'll put him. Okay, so remind me who came in directly after
Charlotte.
Charlotte
Without
did.
swoops.
And actually, that kind of works. So what we're gonna do is this one is gonna make some underground movement. And then Charlotte, it's actually your turn in the initiative anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and drop you in. I'll move Fell aside.
Yeah, it goes Charlotte, then Maven, then Fell, then Calder and Swoops at the end.
I figure the sword is in the ground,
Yeah.
like right behind where it came out.
Alright, so when we come through the door, we're crawling out of a tree to get here?
You're not crawling anymore. So you crawled to get into the cupboard, but when you come out, you're walking.
Ugh.
There was no transfer. There was no moment where you stood up. It's just you're now walking. Yeah, out of
Was
the tree.
I crawling or was I short enough to just go through the cabinet?
Yeah, you would have had to hunch a bit.
You're still medium sized.
It probably would have been easier to crawl, but like no, you technically could have probably hunched and like scuttled through.
Do I have to make
I'm
the
in
same?
skirts. I think I'm going to pick my skirts up and hunch instead of do such a thing. So
Do I have to make the same Constitution roll when I first show up that Del did?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You are aiming for an 18, I'm afraid.
Ooh,
You know who would automatically lose that Constitution roll?
Okay.
Nope.
So we'll talk, Charlotte, but you're fine for now.
Or though, do I get something for being next to the paladin for saves?
Nope.
Nope. Cool.
Okay. We'll deal with that when we have to deal with that. For now, you show up Again, there's kind of a heavy fruit and sugar smell that you get hit with the moment you come through here. You know this is an orchard, and you can tell just by smelling that there's lots of different kinds of fruits that are up on these trees.
Oh, good. We found it.
And also,
Del?
Del is currently stabbing into the ground as a massive mole is jumping out, or as something is jumping out of the ground. It's going to be enough out of the ground to where you can target it if you want.
Because Swoops is
Not
coming in with Calder,
Right.
I think at this point Del has kind of just started narrating shit when he sees Charlotte.
Nice.
Because he's not a piece of shit.
What does he say? She comes through, is like, oh, we found it. Del?
I'll just say what Rob said.
Oh, okay.
Mole thing. It's coming out of the ground. Hit it.
Sure.
I'm not great at hitting, but you know what? She is going to cast Armor of Agathist on herself at 2nd level.
Make them bite themselves to death against you. That's
Yep.
the way it's been working so far.
Yeah, so she's going to cast that on herself. And it's 5 temporary HP, which is different from her.
Nice.
If it's second level, isn't it 10?
Yeah, but she has... That's 10 temp HP on her, but her ward is 20 HP in addition.
So it does nothing.
And then she's going to be like, okay, things in the ground, gotcha. And she will purposefully stomp her way.
Dumb
here.
question. Do those temporary hit points stack with your ward?
Yep, because my
That's
ward is
fun.
not temp HP.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's good stuff.
It both is and isn't temp HP. It's dumb.
It is specifically a ward that takes damage before I would take any damage.
Yep.
So it
So-
actually stacks in front of the temp HP.
That's fun.
Charlotte, you step forward a bit.
I stomp forward, purposely making my movements loud to give some room because I know other people are coming through the tree.
Love it, love it. You're doing the taunt thing. I'm right there I'm right there with you. Go ahead and give me, like, how do you want to handle this? This feels like something that you want to roll for, like a performance or like.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll do a performance.
I think a performance is a good one.
Okay. Boop. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. So you definitely are going to get some attention with that.
That's my turn?
So, Delmain,
Hmm.
you took the shot that it started the combat, but this is now your part in the initiative. There is still a mole that is burrowing up, trying to bite your face off. What do you do?
I will try again with Fiend Claw.
All right, I got it this time.
Uh-huh.
We can do this. Hell yeah!
Yes, you can.
Cuts through.
Is Fiend Claw just talking to Del, or can anybody hear what Fiend Claw
Oh,
is
he's
saying?
just talking to Del, but it's definitely out loud.
It was either that or I just have the amusing image of watching Del like growing steadily more and more unhinged.
Oh, I didn't roll the D8 radiant. Sorry.
All good.
And 4 radiant.
That is terrible 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 radiant. No problem. Okay. So behind Charlotte, one of these will just erupt out of the ground, more or less like as Charlotte is moving forward, it will erupt right out from underneath you, which is more or less what you were hoping for, but it still freaks you out just a little bit.
The earth just moves.
And it is going to let out a screech that like invades your senses, and I'm gonna need a wisdom save from you, please.
Okay.
You're looking for a 14.
No.
So I'm afraid that you will be stunned until the end of your next turn.
So glad I put the
And it's gonna
stuff
go
up
ahead
first.
and take a bite attack with advantage because you're stunned.
Mm-hmm.
The stun does not end upon taking damage, by the way.
Okay.
It will hit.
Yep. It's gonna take 10 points of cold damage.
And it will deal 10 points of damage to you that are totally absorbed. So again, bites down onto you, and as we've seen happen to so many enemies in this campaign, it bites down on horrible glass ice shards.
Yep.
Maven, who came in next after...
It is Maven,
Charlotte?
but she took a while talking. You said it would be a while between the two, but I don't know. If
I'm
you're
just
doing
going
that
to go ahead and put Maven, Calder, and Swoops on the map, and we'll just get to them where we get to them in the initiative. It's not perfect, but I think it'll work. So Maven, you step through. You were in the middle of Fel telling you an amusing story, and suddenly you walk out, and there is immediate violence happening right around you.
Hi. Constitution save?
And I need a Constitution save. You're looking for an 18. You get advantage on this one, so roll it again if you don't, but you did, so it doesn't matter. You're fine. I am not keeping track of who did and did not make their con saves, by the way, so please do be keeping track of that yourself. Maven, you come out into this orchard. You register the same things right away. There are a bunch of fruits around on these trees. The trees have a bunch of different kinds of fruits on them. And also, there are these horrible giant mole creatures that are trying to tear your friends apart. What do you do?
Well, I'm right next to, it looks like, the one by Dell, or do I come out where Charlotte... Well, no, Charlotte walked away from the...
Yeah, no, I put you down. Yeah, there's one like right... Dell and you are like right next to each other next to this one.
Right, I'm just going to kind of move over just so I have easier... And, yeah, rage.
Rage!
She's been kind of slowly simmering for actually a little while now. Underneath all of her discomfort, it's basically been fury kind of building up. She really didn't like the I think, like, the idea of dying is a lot less scary to her than the idea of being frozen in stasis and, like, maybe being aware of it. That's a terrifying thing for her, so yeah. All right.
And now there is a convenient place where that existential dread can be funneled.
Yep. So she's actually going to use reckless attack.
Yep.
Okay, so I put that on myself, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
It means that you will be getting advantage on all of your attacks, but also anything that attacks you will also get advantage.
Yep, no problem. All right, so Great Club, Terror Mole.
That's definitely a hit. Well done.
And then I put that on you.
For 19, I keep forgetting, Great Weapon Master is ridiculous. For 19 points of damage, but you'll notice that, like, when you hit it, your Great Club is not actually magical, right? It actually is magical.
Yeah.
That should have been okay. I'm changing that really quick. For some reason, it's resisting it.
I think the magic needs to be capitalized because mine got partially resistant too.
Okay, I'm not going to fix it right now. I'm just going to go ahead and add the extra wounds to it because your ladle is magical and thus does full damage.
It is quite. It is quite magical.
And then Dell, you should have done how much more damage to which one?
I should have done 8 more damage.
8 more damage to Terror Mole 1.
Assuming that the Radiant didn't get halved.
It's fine. Okay, good. We should be all caught up.
Yeah.
So Maven.
Maven.
You reckless attack. You take your first attack, but you have more than one attack.
I really do. I really do.
Oh, a 19.
Fuck him up.
Not quite a crit, but very, very much a hit. It keeps teasing that maximum damage. And I am, again, making sure that I adjust the amount of damage because I'm a silly willy.
It's not coming through even with the caps?
I didn't change it. I'm just going to power through it. Maven, that's 2 attacks. Anything else for you?
Do I want to action search?
You have that option.
I do have that option. Gonna action search.
Another 2 attacks, please, and thank you.
Attacks. Yes, yes.
And they are at advantage because you did reckless this turn.
That's true.
I did do reckless.
That stays on you.
That do. All right.
Absolutely hits. And again, as you are bringing your ladle up and down, these other, like, matrons of your line are attacking from various sides and distracting it long enough for you to get your ladle just hit it right in the right spot.
Oh, yes. All right. And then how about some...
So that's another 11.
Damage.
Yeah, it's definitely gotten its bell rung quite a bit. And I believe you have 1 more attack.
I do.
Not good on that one.
But I did miss on that one. I do have inspiration. I forget. Does that let me get to roll advantage or re-roll a roll?
It allows you to re-roll the whole thing, which means you will re-roll with advantage, yes.
Okay, then I'm going to re-roll that roll with my inspiration.
That is much more like it. That one wasn't nice, but it got canceled out. You definitely hit this time for another. I'm going to add some more damage. Okay. Maven, I want you to make a perception check, but you're making it with disadvantage because you're raging.
Sure thing. Ooh, my thing is being slow.
Nah.
Oh, I rolled a 1.
All you hear is the rush of your blood in your ears as you destroy your enemies.
Yep.
Calder, you stumble through not stumble, but it's weird going from crawling to standing with no transition in between.
Yeah, concept, right?
You come out.
24.
You absolutely slay your Constitution save. Amazing.
One of my few good saves. So.
And again, immediate violence on your left and your right. There are horrible, gigantic moles trying to tear your friends apart. What do you do?
Calder will, as his main action, produce the Broom of Flying. Will mount it, speak the command word, and then with his movement, go straight up.
So this room is interesting as you get vertical. Okay? It is tall, but it's not a sky up there. Right? There's a ceiling up there. Okay. But in the center of the ceiling, there's a large, like, gem that glows like the sun.
Neat.
And it's probably like it's sort of vaulted, so like on the edges of the room it's probably 50 feet up, but at the center it's probably more like 80. So it's a very, very tall space, but not like it's not a sky.
Yeah, Calder doesn't want to get like cornered, so he'll probably go for like 40 feet up.
Sounds good to me.
And then I'll spend for Quicken Spell.
Yep. And
I'm going to cast, looking at the list, because I want to make sure I am conservative with my actions. It's an oldie, but a goodie. I'm going to cast Grease on, centering on the the area where that tree is, so it affects the mole.
Yeah. What's the radius for grease?
It is a 10-foot square centered on a point within range.
10-foot square. And are you doing the north one or the south one?
The south one.
Gotcha. 1 second.
And it needs a dex save.
So on top of it, like that?
My whole thinking was to get it on a corner it, so I have I'm hitting more than just it.
Gotcha. Yeah, no problem. I'll put it kind of there so it gets it and the couple of squares below it.
Calder would probably choose the one in between it, the space in between him and the tree.
Right there.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, excellent. No problem. So, I need a save.
Yep,
I think you can do that.
I can force the dex save.
Let's do that thing. Always fun when a creature with a climb speed goes prone. It absolutely fails. Definitely goes prone.
It is now prone.
Effects. Prone. Excellent. It falls over and is now scrabbling to try to get out of the hole that it created. But because of all the grease, it can't quite, catch. So it's like an ant in one of those antlion-like traps. It's trying to crawl up, but it just cannot make any headway.
Yeah, it's it probably gives it, the consistency of, slime, not the consistency of dirt. So
it does not like this. It does not like this at all. We got another one that's going to spend its whole action coming up. Oh, wait, before I do that, Calder, please give me a perception check, also at disadvantage.
Oh.
For the end of your turn.
I rolled a 3 and a 4, so not much loss.
No worries, just checking.
You're fine. It's fine.
Yeah, everything's good.
Everything is fine.
Swoops will come in with Calder. Save. Yeah, Swoops comes in with Calder.
Oh, that was so close to it.
Rolls a terrible Constitution save, but I think Swoops is immune anyway, so I don't think it's a problem. What does Swoops do when he comes through right after Calder?
Well, he's holding on to Calder, so he went up with Calder when Calder went up. I think he's not getting any feedback from Charlotte. She's stunned right now. I think he's going to... he smells sweet things in food. He's going to dive into the tree and try and find an apple.
Sounds good to me. Let's have him make... I know that familiars specifically cannot make attack rolls, but let's go ahead and have him make a dexterity check, I guess. See if he can grab one of those things. Now, can Swoops tell the difference between an apple that looks like a good apple and an apple that looks like a bad apple? Because he definitely is going to be able to get one.
He's not trying to grab one. He's trying to find and start eating one.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
He is without instruction at this moment.
Oh, my God.
Okay. He'll operate as he operates.
Mm-hmm.
So I now need you, Gale, to go ahead and roll me a d8.
Okay. That's a 4.
A 4. Awesome. So he eats, and he gets so happy because it seems like this fruit is lasting forever. Because as he realizes in a moment, he has dropped to about the size of a bee. As he's eating this fruit, he sort of slowly shrunk until he's now about the size of a bumblebee eating this fruit.
He wasn't that big to begin with. Shit.
Can he even fly at that size? I thought the whole thing about the way bumblebees fly is
Nah, they're fine.
He's not a real bat. Don't worry about it.
He only looks like a bat. Don't worry about it.
He knows what he's doing.
Alright, that's Swoops' turn.
That's Swoops' turn.
He's munching.
So the thing about the kind of barbarian that you are is when you attack, I either have to attack you back or I get disadvantage. So the Terror Mole is going to turn towards you. Multi-attack allows me to make 1 with a bite and 2 with claws. So we're going to go ahead and start with the bite on Maven. We'll miss despite having advantage. I rolled a 4 and a 2. That was awful. And I get 2 claws.
As is tradition.
Okay, that was a 1, but it was counteracted by the 19. I'll go ahead and take that. And then my last claw attack will hit for a fair chunk of damage. But not, like, a lot. This thing is coming at you, it scratches at you, but, like, you once had, because the boys brought home this little earth elemental called a Zorn. Yeah? And it would bite. It would, like, jump out of solid ground and try to bite you. And, like, compared to that, this is easy. No problem.
It's a beast thing.
Zorns are wonderful things. They're fully sentient. You just want to go home. They're so sad.
That 10-foot grease square, I need another save for Terramore 4, please.
On it.
As it again explodes out of the ground, and it's going to be very interesting to see the trajectory of that explosion, depending on how this goes.
I'm imagining it's like it's like bursting out of water, but like not quite realizing where your depth is.
It will explode out, and it will be fine for the time being. I was gonna have it like cannon out if it hit the grease, but it didn't work out that way. It's gonna go ahead and take some attacks on Calder.
He's 40 feet up.
I am.
Oh, you're 40 feet up, and Fell hasn't technically come through yet because I put him actually at the end. So, I am going to instead
move a little bit
Charlotte or
further.
Maven?
I'm going to go ahead and attack Charlotte. I'm sure this is going to go perfectly well. We're going to start with the bite. Misses.
Off of the ward.
The claw will go ahead and hit. So how much do I take?
10 points of cold damage.
And I only deal 6 in return. This does not seem like a fair exchange to me. Is that going to happen every time? Let's find out. We're going to go ahead and attack one more time, and we're going to miss so we don't get to find out.
Like, she's stunned, frozen there. This thing, like, can't, like, get its jaws properly around the ward.
Fell will stumble through. He'll see that his friends are being attacked. And, oh man, this is not super great space-wise. He is going to take an attack of opportunity from Terramole 1, which I'm just going to roll really quick. Yeah, okay, so he's going to step back. One of the moles, so he steps out, realizes he's in danger, begins to backpedal towards the river there, which is, by the way, not really water, it's some sort of horrible viscous black liquid. And as Fell begins to back up, like, the mole jumps up, grabs hold of his arm, tears a chunk of it free. He backs away, and where he was, there is now a very large copper dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into...
How big is he?
We're going to find out right now. Felgalos, there we go. Felgalos is... a huge-sized.
Ooh.
So I'm going to go ahead and make him friendly. And he's going to drop essentially there. Like he's straddling the river. The transformation, though, is going to take up his turn for now. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Charlotte. It's on you.
Am I stunned to the beginning of my turn or to the end?
I'm afraid you're stunned until the end of your turn, so I guess your answer to what are you going to do is be stunned.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Delmain, it's your turn. Oh, wait, before you do that, Charlotte, perception check, disadvantage.
Okay. Damn it.
That's 20 and a 9.
Charlotte, you swear you hear over the sounds of combat a high-pitched voice, but you can't make out what it's saying.
Okay.
There's a high-pitched voice trying to make itself heard, but you can't make out what it's saying.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my turn, and then it's
Delmain, it's your turn.
And you are no longer stunned.
Yay! I can use reaction. Right now.
I am going to attack again.
Sounds good. If you saw us miss that first time, no, you didn't. Not partially resisted. I got this.
Shit, I forgot the other. Fuck. And also that one, and also that one.
5 and 8.
Good.
Okay. I'm not doing like perfect math. I'm estimating. It's
I'm
definitely
saying-
almost dead. So you take the attack. Was that a smite?
No.
Okay.
No, I have Blessed Strikes.
Gotcha. Anything else?
Nope.
I want you to make a perception. Add your D4 on that if it doesn't do it automatically.
I have it set up to automatically do it again. I got cleared from the combat tracker, and it took my auto shit off.
It looks, yeah. Damn. Okay, so Del, as you're fighting, you hear underneath all the sounds of combat a very small voice going, "Stop fighting! Stop fighting! Please stop fighting! Stop fighting!" Do you have anything else before the end of your turn?
Can I do something that isn't rules legal?
I am curious and always open to the possibility. Yes. What's up?
I want to cast a spell that doesn't exist on everybody.
What is the spell you want to cast?
Mass Command.
Are you trying to hit the moles too, or just the teammates?
To hit everybody.
Here's
I mean, there's mass suggestion, but I don't think you have it.
Yeah, I see what you're doing, though. You want to, like, get everybody's attention, and you want to get... This is the moment where Del, like steps away from the wall.
Casting it, technically.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want to hit everybody.
So, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that let's go ahead and have everybody make a saving throw. What's Del's spell save DC?
Fuck. That's a good question.
I'm gonna roll once for all the enemies.
16. I'm willing to trade
Now what
levels
M?
of exhaustion for this.
Okay, that's fair. M, what save do you think this should target? Like I think
it's a charisma saving throw.
You think charisma save? Awesome. Okay, charisma it is. I'm going to roll once for all the moles. They absolutely fail. So I need Charlotte, Calder, Maven, Swoops.
Although to be fair, I'm
and
not swinging on anyone.
Felgalos. Felgalos gets a 19, so I think that's fine. Swoops is absolutely enthralled. Okay, so what's the command?
Stop.
Okay, so yeah, Del has been very quiet for the most part, very understated. But when he gets like loud, his voice echoes and the trees shake. Fruits fall from the branches and hit the ground as Del commands everyone in his vicinity to stop. And all of the moles and most of the player characters find themselves simply unable to do anything other than wait. And in the quiet, all of you can hear it. Stop fighting! Stop fighting! It's okay! And as you look around, a tiny hedgehog will eventually like waddle its way up to Delmain. They just want to protect me. Please don't hurt them anymore. And you, stop attacking everyone who comes in. Little hedgehog. Prickles. Adorable little nose. Little feetses.
Del will like wipe off his sword, assuming people don't start fighting immediately.
Yeah, they will stop.
Sheath it. Like the stop only lasts long enough for them to be able to hear things, so.
Yeah.
And we'll pick up the hedgehog. And then the first mole rat, I'm gonna lay on hands.
Do you have any candy in your bag there?
Yeah, I'll give him like a candy thing. It's like, it is the driest shit in the world. It's like nuts. It's sweet, but it's just like, it's not moist. It's hella fucking dry.
As this like kind of tense stop is happening, if anybody's looking at Charlotte, there's just more and more shadows warping around her as she is fast casting armor of shadows on herself. It's not an attack, she's just re-upping her ward.
Yeah, totally. Why don't we go ahead and go down? I want to get other people's reactions as well. Maven, you get this command. I don't know whether you saved or not. You did not.
I did not.
So what's your immediate reaction when this command hits you full body and you find that you can't not?
So I'm just like right here. I just freeze.
I love it.
The command was stop.
Yeah.
And
Maven takes things very literally.
She's still raging, but she can't do anything about it. So.
I wonder if the ancestors also stop. Like, do they also freeze in place and kind of drift across the battlefield in their incorporeal form?
Now,
I don't know.
Question is if she was commanded to stop.
Yes.
But did that drop her out of her rage, or is she still raging?
I will let you decide how that goes. I know that
it was one word.
You did get bit by a giant rat.
Yeah, but it was on Bill's turn.
You will drop out of your rage eventually, right? Because if you don't deal or take damage, you're going to drop out of it eventually anyway, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I'm handling this.
Gotcha. No problem.
You wouldn't have dropped out of it when he said stop.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm still enraged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question is,
you have to get or hit something.
I feel like I still need to do a perception roll to see if I can actually hear this little fucker. Because if she's still enraged.
Yeah, I'll give that to you. Go ahead. No disadvantage this time, though.
No disadvantage, just the
Yeah, make that
roll.
perception check. Wow. 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 You hear the stop. You feel the stop, right? You for at least a few seconds, you have to stop. But you definitely don't know what all the fuss is about. Like, you have no idea why this very, very polite young man has suddenly decided to magically compel everybody. You're not sure exactly what's going on.
But you do see, even if you don't hear the voice, you do see that the rat has also stopped. the mole rat.
Yeah, I do. But if I'm raging, that doesn't necessarily mean anything to her.
Well, you get to decide. Does she
I do
keep
get to
swinging?
decide. Yeah, I think she's gonna take another swing.
Do it.
My AC is 18. Feel free to try to hit it.
That's
So-
all right.
I love
it's
this.
just
No, I
fun.
love this. Roll the attack. Delmain will go ahead and intercede. I love this idea.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll the
If I
attack.
had rolled a 1,
Yeah, no,
It was
totally.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's where I'm going with this.
This is
Like,
good.
I did roll a 1.
This is
so
very good.
I do have to kind of follow through on that. So
I didn't hit the sound button, but I'm not going to now. It's been too long. That does hit.
I think that's a crit for you, right?
Huh?
I think that's
No.
a crit. No, it's a 16. It looked like a 19 to me.
Yeah. So
And
that
roll the
does hit.
damage.
Roll damage on
Roll.
Dell? Still
Yep.
getting the way? Yeah.
Oh, I rolled that on the terror roll. Not
It was
That's
still
okay.
enough.
It still hits me.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still enough to hit Dell.
Okay, so we're going to say 22 damage to Dell, who
Yep.
gets in the way, takes the attack, and absorbs that damage.
This is a thing that anybody who watched that would notice is that Dell takes it and barely moves. Like, he shrugs it off like it didn't even hurt.
And so does Dell jumping in the way snap Maven out of it finally?
Perception roll.
I feel like
take
you would
I feel like we
advantage.
can see that Dell jumped in the way.
If
Nope,
I'm
but
always
perception.
okay with people rolling things that hurt their characters, but you get it with advantage this time.
Yeah.
That is a crit.
That's a crit instead of a crit fail.
Not that you can
So,
crit
yes.
a perception
So
check,
now
if you know what I
she
mean.
snaps out of it,
Oh,
steps back, and freaks the fuck out all over Dell with so many apologies.
hey Rob, how many levels of exhaustion do I have?
I'm gonna say that display. Roll me. Let's do a 1d4 minus 1, please. Go ahead and roll me 1d4. We'll subtract 1.
I want to have a minimum of one.
I am
though.
going to minimum of 1 that. So yes, you will take 1 level of exhaustion, having performed that feat of magic.
Yep. I also expended my 5th level spell slot
Gotcha.
just for the sake that I was going way above and beyond what magic normally does in this game.
I'm sorry. They get very protective of the orchard and anyone who's not Mother. They're okay though. Is everyone all right?
I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. I didn't mean to. Oh my gosh. I couldn't. It was the blood and the rushing.
Bella's
and
gonna
the
hand the hedgehog to Maven.
Okay. So
and
to
is
be
going
clear,
to heal the mole.
yeah, Terror Mole number 1 took 133 points of damage.
Yeah.
It currently has 3 health. It is not looking great right now. It's like,
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
any
see
healing
what
that
you're
you can throw at it, Dell, would be very greatly appreciated.
I'm giving it my entire lay on hands.
How much is that?
That's 15.
15 will bring us down to, I think, 108. I might have miscounted that, but I'm not too worried about it.
Are we good?
I will say, well, I want to make sure that Del finishes up what you're doing.
No, that's Charlotte asking. Are we good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Gotcha.
Feeling-wise.
So again, like there is a very large copper dragon sort of not quite towering all the way over the trees, but very much like neck long enough to get above the tree line. And all the moles will stop, and one of them is very, very, very heavily wounded. The rest of them will sort of dig back under the ground, but again, anyone who is paying even the slightest bit of attention will tell that, like, they're moving around under the ground there. Like, they're around, but they'll actually sort of retreat and let you speak privately with this little hedgehog.
Who is probably sitting in the ladle.
And Felgolos, of course, will also return to his halfling form. Sorry, I don't like to, go all scaly in front of people when I first met them, but it felt like it was important here.
I think that's the first time we've been attacked right out the gate in one of these rooms.
Yeah, not very welcoming to visitors. We're very deep into the air, or into the hut. I've never been here before.
I think Charlotte's gonna mentally call Swoops to come back to her, and when he gets there,
A small bee shows up.
Maven, you have this hedgehog.
Yes.
Who is speaking to you.
Yes.
And immediately kind of sees you as actually give me just a raw charisma check. You've been doing really well on this sort of thing, so like just give me a straight charisma. Since you happen to be the one. A 16. Okay. My name's Ilya. It's nice to meet you. I'm sorry for my friends. They're just trying to protect me and the apples.
Oh, I'm very sorry too. I didn't. I mean, I meant to, but I didn't mean to. I'm Maven. Hi.
Ilya. I'm
Hi.
Ilya.
So this is your orchard.
No, this is Mother's orchard. Everything is Mother's.
True. Yes, but you tend it. How do you tend it? You're very small to tend such a great orchard. Do you have helpers? Are they your helpers? Did I beat up a helper?
The ogres mostly. But also, sometimes, yes. But sometimes bad people come and try to steal the apples, so my friends sometimes have to chase them away. But I'm going to go ahead and say that anybody else can notice the conversation that's happening between Maven and this hedgehog and either intercede or not, as you prefer.
I really hate to ask such a thing after all of this. But we're actually here for a reason, and we're not looking to steal anything, but we kind of have a list, and we're on, I guess you could call it a scavenger hunt. And one of the things we need is to bring an apple taken with our own hands. So, how might we go about, I guess, bartering or purchasing the rights to one of your apples?
I don't have the hands anymore, but just take it and put it in your bag.
Are you sure? I mean,
why do the apples need protecting?
Well, first off, they're Mother's favorites, And second off, they're magic, you see. And some of them are very good magic, and some of them are very bad magic. And you can't always tell the good ones from the bad ones by looking at them. But they're not my apples. No, I just live here. I don't... This is not my place. I'm friends with the moles, and I like the green, and I like the sky.
Hey, DM.
Yeah.
I have true sight.
You see a goddamn hedgehog.
And what do I see of the apples?
The apples are very highly magical, and you look at them like what they look to you like is like those little question mark boxes in Mario.
Oh boy!
Like you know that when you eat them, something's gonna happen. But even with true sight, you can't tell just visually which ones are going to help you and which ones are going to hurt you.
They look like edible question mark boxes.
Basically,
your true
yes.
seeing.
Like that just means like, oh, then it's not really a binary good bad thing. It's literally a randomized.
Basically.
Oh boy.
Picked with our own hands. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. And Charlotte starts trying to climb one of the trees.
Calder will just descend and reach out and pluck an apple.
They're not, it's not a super tall tree. Like you can get up there pretty easy.
And he'll then descend and like hand it to Charlotte and offer it to Charlotte.
Picked with my own hands. Magic's weird about shit.
This is true. This was picked by my own hands. So
do we need to each pick an apple then?
I think that whoever ends up handing the prizes in also gives up the apple.
What's this all about? Please?
Scavenger hunt. We think grandmother has sent us to collect some things from around, and this is one of the things.
Maybe I can see the list. If you have it on you still.
I think Calder kept it.
Yeah, I think that's right. Calder will reach just find it and produce it.
The hedgehog will get up very, very close, like snuffle the paper a little bit.
He'll float closer.
Mm-hmm. And it says to meet in her chambers.
Yes, she can read. Can you tell me, is this her handwriting?
Her handwriting changes, so it's hard to tell. It looks like things she sent before, yes.
Okay. So the answer is maybe not, but it could.
What? Are you here to kill my mother?
No.
Who's your mother?
I am not here to kill your mother.
Baba Yaga, the one who owns this place. My mother. I'm Ilya. It's nice to meet you. Are you here to kill my mother?
Not at the moment.
I am not here to kill your mother.
No, I'm not here. No.
I'm going to ask for an animal handling. And I'm going to let Del keep thinking, but I'm going to let people...
Is the like, the not river, like, what is it?
It's kind of a, like a black... It's not quite like gelatin, but it's a thick black liquid that courses from north to south.
Survival check, is it edible?
Go ahead and make that survival check, please. This is not going to be a difficult DC. It is absolutely not edible. Not for you, anyway. It's obviously super nutritious for the trees. But, like, nah, you don't want any part of that. In fact...
Would it poison me or disease me?
It would poison you.
I'm checking to see if I'm immune to poison.
All good.
It's
like the magical runoff is what you're dealing with, right? Like this is magical nuclear waste that's coming out and feeding these trees.
Okay, I'm gonna just like be over in the corner, kind of tending to the new like split on my cheek and like face and shit, instead of engaging in conversation.
Sounds good.
Well, if you're one of her daughters, you must know your way around here, yeah? Charlotte hops back out of the tree.
It's been ever so long since I've been outside of the orchard, I'm afraid. Things must have changed 1,000 times since I found this place and decided to stay here.
Insight check.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. A 19. This is an absolute cinnamon roll.
Did she actually decide to stay here, or is she hiding here? Is what I want to know.
With a 19, I will say that what you know, she is here because she has no choice. Is her view. With a 19 on insight, I'm gonna say, like, this is her space, and she specifically used the word found. She found this place. You feel like whatever it is that turned her into a hedgehog happened before she came here, and this is just where a place she made for herself after whatever happened. But of course, you have no idea what might have led her to become a hedgehog in the first place.
So, Ilya, the effects from these apples, how long does it last?
It depends. Some of them are very quick, and some of them last for a while. The mother, of course, can tell which ones are which and give them out as she sees fit. Sometimes, if I concentrate really hard, I can kind of tell what one of them's going to do, but not always. It's a little bit wonky.
If one, say, reduces your size, would it also do anything else, or just that?
I'm afraid it's always different.
Okay. Well, we've got what we came for. We don't want to hurt you, obviously. There was that whole misunderstanding that got cleared up.
You could take me with you?
Sounds nice. Love to have a local along.
If there's something happening, I should know, but I don't know anything in here. I just know apples, oranges, peaches.
Oh. Do you know who the Green Sisters are?
Lakeland, deeper in the hut. They're friends of my mother.
Okay.
Seers. They can predict fate. I like it here. It's nice, but it seems like you all are doing something really important.
Maybe we're just being led around in a circle.
So, I can tell you this. The password to my mother's chambers is to simply walk up to a door, use the special knock, which I'm afraid she can change, so I don't know what that is. But the passphrase is simply, I am Baba Yaga. And she will not be happy to find you in there if you go. But I think...
Even if we were invited?
Perhaps. It's a strange thing, isn't it?
And you would want to come with us, knowing we're heading there?
It's been so long since I've been outside of the orchard. If you could protect me, then yes, I would like to see what's outside now.
Oh, certainly. Come on.
What's one more?
I'll protect you. I certainly can do a decent enough job, I would think. It would be my honor to do so as reparations for hurting one of your friends.
If it wasn't you, it was going to be me.
So...
Perhaps, but it wasn't you. It was very much me.
So, I mean, is there anything else we need from the orchard? Del? Fel? Huh.
Go ahead.
Oh, Del will, like, you know, have returned to the group, but he's just, like, not talking right now. The I guess perception check from people.
Insight check it.
Insight, maybe?
Not perception check from people.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
is it hearing based?
It's a
Because
visual
Charlotte
thing.
won't be able to see.
It's a
All right.
visual thing. I'm sorry, Charlotte. You don't get to know.
No, but Tiny Swoops will try.
That's fair.
So everybody do a perception check.
Hey, Tiny Swoops ain't bad.
Fell's not paying attention. He's so fascinated by these trees.
Okay, so Maven is the only one that hit the mental DC that I put in place. You'll notice that where that like burn scar across his throat is, there's like tiny like lacerations that is like extending further upwards and probably would be extending downwards as well, like it got ripped open a little bit.
Oh my.
But like the burn is horizontal. These are like vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the little lines that are going up and down.
Yeah.
On the drum.
But like it's more, and they're like he has like
They're
blood
angry.
from where you hit him, but like he is also like there's definitely things that were broken, if not the skin, under the skin in that area.
Oh, you know, I do have a healing potion, or like at least some.
He like lifts a hand to stop you, like from like talking, and just like shakes his head.
Well, so, Maven, you've got Ilya, right? You're
I-
cool to
I
carry.
do.
I would offer, but I'm a little spiky and cold right now.
All right, you've already got a friend, even if they're much smaller.
Yeah, like little tiny, like bee-sized swoops is just in her hair. Yeah, he often eats things he shouldn't.
Well,
Well,
I guess now we have to figure out how to get where we're going.
I actually have an idea. So we know the phrase, and there's some certain knock pattern that'll open it. Let me try something. And Charlotte, like, will go over to the closest door.
that's the tree that you came out of.
Is there not like a door on the side of the?
There are a couple of doors.
Does that
Oh,
count as a door?
there's a door to the south as well, but the closest one is the tree you came out of.
I think she heads to a door that has like a handle and stuff on it.
Sure. No
So
problem.
she heads over there and she goes, "Okay, this might be a dumb idea." She says the phrase and she casts knock on the door to magically unlock it.
Okay. And then she goes through the portal.
And she opens it.
It also
Because-
makes a noise in this plane where everything in 300 feet can hear it.
Yep. very loud.
You go through, and the feeling of being in the endless corridor stretches out longer than usual. Like, long enough that you notice it's taking a long time, which has never happened before. And you hear around you a pulsing beat that kind of goes da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. And you hear it over and over and over again, and then you are violently ejected back out the same door, back into the orchard, about 20 feet out the door, where you tumble and roll to a halt.
So I'm gonna guess that didn't work.
Didn't work. But that was interesting.
So,
Can I make an Arcana check after experiencing all of that?
Yeah, but it's going to be a very difficult one.
who do you think might know the knock? I ask our little hedgehog friend.
It's almost a
Oh.
20.
Just Mother. I'm sorry. She doesn't share it. It's only hers.
All right.
Get into trouble if you're in her place.
Do you know a passphrase to a room that isn't remote chambers?
There's my room.
Would that be helpful in some capacity? Does it lead anywhere else?
No, it's just
leads here.
mine.
Oh.
Do you mean your room here, or do you mean...
Caller will use telekinesis to give it switches.
So I've been in the hut since I was a baby. Mother says she rescued me. I learned from Mother. She taught me magic. She taught me secrets. But she has other things. Understand? She has other things she does. And I found another tutor. I found a magic tutor, an archdevil. I found out later.
Oh, the curator.
No, the curator's nice. No, this one. And I'm not gonna go any further from here. But let's just assume we're dealing with some pretty serious trauma here.
Oh boy, archdevil stuff.
And eventually I became so obsessed with him that, well, here I am. He's gone, and I don't think my mother even knows if I'm still here. And I'd like to say hello to her if that's where you're going.
Can I get a history check or an arcana check if this sounds familiar?
Yeah, sure.
Because it sounds familiar to Jeff.
Absolutely. So, yeah, in fact, you know the name, so I'm going to see if I can find this really quick. The Daughters of Baba Yaga.
I know the story that you're probably referencing.
So, I'm going to just go ahead and read the story of her that's in the book, and then you can add details to that because you might even know more about this than me. Sometimes Baba Yaga sees great potential in a daughter, but that potential never reaches full maturity to the great witch's content. Such was the case with Ilya, now known as Ilya the Forgotten. She was actually a princess from a powerful kingdom on the material plane, a princess born to power and prestige beyond her family status. Great magical potential ran in her veins. Baba Yaga actually stole the girl away when she was only an infant, leaving the kingdom without an heir. Ilya grew up in the dancing hut as a curious and precocious child, and shortly after she turned 18, she disobeyed Baba Yaga. She plucked a black rose from Lakeland, a forbidden act. That's the same Lakeland that the Green Sisters are at. But Baba Yaga couldn't bring herself to destroy Ilya, so she transformed her into a hedgehog and abandoned her in a hut. Currently, Ilya lives in the Black Orchard, but she desperately wants to escape. So I'm going to do a thing, because I mixed up two of my daughters, so I apologize. The thing about taking on an archdevil and all of that, please nix that, because that's a different daughter, and I got my daughters mixed up. That is Elena, who you may or may not end up meeting at some point, but this is going to have to get cut, sadly.
All right. Okay. Well, it's okay.
But yes, so you get the full story, at least as far as anyone knows, of this very, very unfortunate young woman who just didn't live up to the potential that Baba Yaga thought she had and thus was discarded.
Yeah, that tugs at Calder's heart.
Would you, Ilya, allow me to look at the magics that are on you?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Be careful.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna gently, put a hand on top and spend a minute casting Identify.
Okay, so I need a, let's go with a wisdom saving throw from you.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you see and what you feel is something entirely new to Charlotte. A 12.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I'm going to say that you are stunned for, I'm going to say, like 2 or 3 rounds, as you realize there is magic here, but your mind can't wrap around it. This is something primal. This is something more than just the schools of magic. Like, this is witchcraft at a level that, again, physically hurts you to behold as you finish this identify spell.
So do I glean anything from identify other than just really powerful magics? Like, does she have the tag on her cursed? Is what I'm looking for.
Would this curse be broken or lifted or affected?
I'm gonna say that it is a curse, but you feel like a remove curse isn't gonna do it. Like, there are curses and there are curses. And this is the kind of curse that seems to be like, no curse is unbreakable, but it's definitely beyond any of you right now. There is potent magic at work here. And I will say that it seals her off both from her original form and from her magical potential. So she can't cast, she can't tap into whatever it is that mages tap into.
You've got a mess of magic on you. Take a bit to unravel it. Probably take a lot to unravel it. But I don't think anything that magic does is immune from being undone. Eventually.
It takes so long to get anywhere. These legs do not go very quickly.
Well, no, you've got Maven carrying you, and her legs are practically twice as long as yours are.
Thank you.
Certainly.
That was that was definitely a dig, and I appreciate it.
She looks at Charlotte, who can't tell that she's looking at Charlotte, but she looks at Charlotte and says, you gave her your name already, right?
Nope.
No? Okay. So she's
but I think other people have called me Charlotte around her.
Yeah, I don't want to like make it seem like she like
No.
yeah. She's gonna say, I don't know that I can be turned back. But I see that the hut likes you.
Oh, she does?
And I think your mage knows something now after being sent through that door. I think the hut said something.
Oh shit, the rhythm. She like goes out, she like taps out the rhythm for everybody that she heard inside of the passageway. Could that be the knock pattern?
If it was the hut, it would know. It's the only other one that would.
Let's try it.
Let's try. Okay. So, everybody gather around.
You're not going to kill my mother, are you?
No.
Not unless she tries to kill me first. That's all what I'm, if it comes down to self-defense, I'm gonna do it. But like shy of that, no, I'm not interested in killing her. Is that good enough? Is that reasonable?
She'll curl back up underneath Maven's beard.
All right. Everybody ready?
And knock. Say the thing.
I am Baba Yaga.
The door opens, and it opens to a very different color of mist and fog. It is a swirling light gray vortex that you will go ahead and walk into.
Yep.
And we're coming up on the end of the session here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say you come out into a large, sort of elaborately furnished room that I will definitely describe in full detail next session. There are statues.
My God, look at the details.
There are hangings. It's gorgeous. It's a large sort of hemispherical room. And before you is a woman who is currently stirring something in an oversized cauldron. And this is not a weathered old crone, as you would expect, but instead a sleek black-haired woman wearing a green dress. And she looks up, and she looks back at her potion, and she says, "Good, you have arrived. Did you bring the ingredients?"
Who's asking?
"I have been impressed thus far with your cleverness and your cunning. Please do not lower yourself in my esteem by asking questions to which you should already know the answer."
She's Tasha.
In the flesh. "I always preferred Igwilf, but nobody seems to use that one."
It's not the one that your spells are named after.
Wait, Igwolf, that's you? I've seen the graffiti that you put on Blackstaff Tower. I've heard about it. It's still there.
And with that, friends, we end our session. And we kick back over to the live folks. Now, this was a long recording, so we'll have to be up late for this one. So I'm sorry, Jen, in the future, because future Jen
in the current Jen is also up late.
Yeah, so that's gonna be super fun. But anyway, no more time wasted. We're kicking it back over to live. Thank you for watching.